when your time is. You know, I feel like I've done that.
Definitely. And, you know, hopefully making it to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2016. What does this team just have to do tomorrow night to hopefully make it to that round?
Like Coach tells us, it's all about on the defensive end and rebounding. You know, if we want to get to the Sweet 16, we got to get a lot of stops. We got to come together on the defensive and offensive boards. You know, and I say that's our keys for tomorrow for sure.
Definitely. And, you know, overcoming these slow starts that you guys have had these last couple of games, what do you guys just have to do at the beginning of the game to hopefully get, you know, those quick starts and those runs early on?
I feel like we just have to come out with more energy, more intensity. You know, come out probably a little bit more pressure on the ball, so you know teams aren't comfortable walking up into their sets. You know, and just being comfortable. That's really all it's about. You know, especially when guarding the point guard, they like to come up the court comfortable. They don't like to be pressed full court. You know, so it's not even that you have to press the full court. Just being like in front of him all the way down, it kind of gives them a thought in their head like, I don't want him to steal the ball. So just pressure and just extra energy, I feel like.
Definitely. And, you know, Duquesne's coming off an upset when you call it an upset, but just what they're obviously been having a lot of confidence. What does it help getting a win under your guys' belt for a lot of you guys who are the first time in the NCAA tournament? How does that help you guys now feeling strong?
It helps us a lot, you know, especially some of us younger guys. You know, like we have the experience now. Like we've been in these situations. If we end up beating Duquesne, that's how you pronounce it, right? Duquesne.
Yep.
Yeah, Duquesne. Tricky word, but even if we do end up beating them, you know, it'll be a great experience for us young guys. You know, like we got to the Sweet 16 and we're only freshmen. You know, so the next times that come, like we've been in this position before and we know exactly what to do.
Dre, as a younger player, I think you were on the floor in the first half when Terrence got on the floor and then threw it off that guy. I think you had already checked in. Do you remember, or were you on the bench?
I was on the bench. I was hyped. I remember I was hyped.
Okay. Just the basis of the question is that what does that do for the rest of the guys to see, you know, your leading scorer getting on the floor doing some of those dirty work, you know, dirty stuff?
Oh, it makes everyone else want to do it for sure. You know, like when you see a guy out there doing that, it's like, bro, like I wish that was me in that position making that hustle play. Like, but you're always like not to be jealous. Like you always be proud of your teammates, of course. But like it causes everyone else to pick up that slack. You know, you see him go get on the ball, and you know next time I see one, I'm gonna go get on it. Or the next time Luke sees one, he's gonna go get on. Like it provides constant hustle throughout the whole team, and that's what I love.
I keep going back to what you told me, you know, yesterday when you said, you know, you needed to focus on the defensive end of the floor because you knew that's how you were going to get minutes. First half, Terrence has 19 points, and Coach Brad jumps his ass because he's not defending. You know, what do you guys see when you see like your leading scorer and Coach Brad's just getting on him in a moment where, you know, he's doing everything offensively, but you know the defensive end of the floor is important too.
That's why I love Coach Brad, because another goal of mine is to get to the NBA, and I know if I don't play defense, I'm not gonna get there, you know. So, and Coach Brad doesn't care about my offense. He knows I could do it on the offensive end. He cares mostly about my defense, you know. And so, any slip up I have on defense, he's gonna be right there. And I've told him to. I've told him in practice. I said, Coach, when I'm not doing something right, be right there, yell at me, and do whatever you gotta do, cuss me out. Like I don't care. Like I've had this type of coaching before when I was younger, and I'm used to it. Like it's the type of coaching I love. Like I adapt to this type of stuff. So when I hear it, it's just gonna make me mad, and when I go into the game, I'm gonna automatically do what you need me to do.
You mentioned to me about, you know, maybe a month or so ago, you had a conversation with Coach Brad. Just he wanted to reassure you that, you know, you were doing what was right. It was just a log jam at your position, and from a minute standpoint, how important was that for you to have your coach tell you, hey, we still really think that you're important and you're really, really good, and your moment's going to come?
It was very important, especially at the time being, you know, I didn't know what to think, you know. It was very confusing for me, and you know, when there's people coming up to you like, oh, well, you should transfer, it's not the best spot for you, for like at least 2 or 3 days, you don't know what to think, you don't know what you want to do, like, especially if you're not happy, like, it's just a confusing thing to be in, you know. So during that time, I remember Coach Under, it was after a game, I didn't have good energy on the bench, and Coach Underwood called me. He was like, yo, like I need you to stay locked in. This is when he told me, like, your time's not now, but like you're still a key ingredient to this team. We need you. And so after I heard that, I was like, man, like, okay, Coach, like I'm good. And then I hung up the phone, and probably like 5 minutes later, I called him back, and I was like, Coach, like I apologize. Like this is not the type of teammate I am. Like I'm not that type of guy that hates on my teammates or is ever jealous of my teammates. You know, like I wanted to get get as far as we possibly can. Now I realize that in order for us to do that, I got to be a good teammate, whether I'm on the court or not.
Lastly, I talked to Ty because I know that he telling me, this off season, he broke down and cried during practice as a true freshman. Just would just tear up because he wasn't at the level that he thought he needed to be at. And he told me he had a conversation with you about just kind of staying the course as a true freshman, and it's going to be hard. Was it important to hear that from somebody who's been through it? That hey,
sure.
this is gonna get better. This is gonna get easier.
For sure, yeah, no, it most definitely was. And Ty's kind of been a person I've been looking at all season, because he was in the same predicament I was in last year, and I used to watch the games last year, so I was like, man, I heard Ty was nice. Like, why is he not playing? Like,
right.
I had some of the same questions as well, but like I never questioned the coaches. I just let my time come to me. I let it happen. I let everything just go as it was. Having Ty in the position he's in now has helped me a lot too, because he's also been helping me calm me down, keep my head right, making sure I'm not too down on myself, and then I'm always 100% confident.